Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Doctor Strange, issue number 8. Badass book, dude. Jumping on point also. It's the beginning of a new story arc. Just saying. Okay, so this is The Price, Part 1. Writer Mark Waid. Pencilers, two of them. We got Andreas Gilando and Javier Pina. Inkers, two of them. Javier Pina, again, I guess inking his own work, and Andy Owens. And we got color artist Carlos Lopez, letterer VC's Corey Petit, cover artist Kevin Noland, and designer Anthony Gambino. So, oh my God, Gambino crime family. I'm joking. Um, and yeah, I'm Italian. I have family with similar name who's technically in the mafia. Technically, meaning are, but I have no relation to them, like direct ties. So, what do you call it? So yeah, when I make that joke, I'm not actually trying to insult the guy. I know what it's like to be an Italian and be insulted, and everybody's just like, "What? What's the big deal? Mafia's cool." No, no, it's not. Okay, so Doctor Strange, created by Stan Lee-ish and mostly Steve Ditko. Like pretty much entirely by Steve Ditko, by Stan Lee's own admission. Okay, so Baron Mordo's like, yo, mother fathead. And just like I said last time, Baron Mordo is revealed as the man behind the mask, so to speak, but I didn't think that he was actually the head of the entity coming after him. I didn't think he was the main bad guy behind this. And the very first thing said in the comic book is, here's the best part. I'm not even the real enemy here. Yeah, I figured. I figured that was going to happen. And it's awesome, dude. So there is a lot of magic. Like if this were a movie, you'd have to go and see this in 3D. Otherwise, you're not getting the full experience. This is bad. There is a lot of fighting, a lot of zap in here, a lot of stabby. Look at that. Steven gets punctured. He's punctured with a spear. Drops his scalpel of Strange. That's his sword, if you guys remember. Yeah, dude. Like, he actually gets pierced through the armor, if you notice that. Like, that's right through the freaking armor. Bang. Gotcha, sucker. I guess it protected his heart. Good enough, but wow. So then something really bad happens in this book, man. Kind of remembers the Time Stone incident. We talked about that. Now, it's funny. The magic has a price thing. Yes, that's true in the Marvel Universe. And it's very hard to put your finger on exactly how that works, right? But the thing that Mordo is doing right now, and the entity behind the mask that we still don't know his name, and it makes perfect sense how that's the case, because that's the very first Doctor Strange story. The very first Doctor Strange story in Strange Tales had the exact same spell that was used, the Mists of Morpheus, so that you couldn't actually speak the words. The Mists of Morpheus is probably the most versatile spell in the Marvel Universe. It's capable of doing so much. In this particular case, I can't reveal it, and it was put on me by a being more powerful than anything you could possibly imagine. So I was initially thinking Baron Mordo, but I'm also thinking that would be kind of boring, right? No, in this particular case, it is a being more powerful, supposedly, than Baron Mordo. We'll see. Wouldn't it be something? Wouldn't it be something if it was Eternity or the Living Tribunal? Wouldn't that be interesting if it was actually the Living Tribunal? Holy crap! And now I'm almost worried that whatever Mark Waid's got in mind isn't going to be as cool as this. Either way. We'll see. Mark Waid always impresses me. That's never been an issue. But anyway, this part here where it kind of remembers how Doctor Strange made her forget, that is the perfect example of magic always having a price. He caused her to forget. It's a temporary solution, quick fix. Guess what happens? Just like when you jury rig something. You don't have a solid foundation. You just, I'm going to dig really deep in the ground. Okay, you're going to lay down some cement. No, I'm just going to dig really deep in the ground. Okay, let's see how long your house lasts for, especially considering it's, windy season. Yeah. The failure to plan ahead is a plan to fail. So that's pretty much the thing with Doctor Strange. He's always been the type to just do quick fixes. And it's funny because when he does his magical battles, he will he'll delay it and delay it and delay it and keep on going on the defensive until he can find another way to come around and get you, and cure you or whatever, which is exactly what he did in this battle with, can't remember the name of this girl, all the way in the beginning. I'm sure it's going to say with Casey. But the particularly interesting part is when it comes to his relationships, and that doesn't just mean, relationships with women, relationships with anybody, including Wong. You know what I'm saying? Every single tie that he has, he's always just done quick fixes, the kind of thing where he's like, he'll shut you up and things like that, and kind of points all that stuff out to him, all of it. And man, like I said, this is an example of magic having a price, and when it's time for that price to be paid. So yeah, I'm certain we're going to see Kana again. She's way too cool of a character to not. But man, there was just so much good in this. Look at how gorgeous this book is, man. Wow. And then that bow, though. But that bow and what he does. Like this, Doctor Strange, it's funny, man. He's a genius. There's no doubt about it. But the way he does the things he does. And this was a really cool fix. Here's an example of a temporary fix that I never would have thought of. In order to fix Casey temporarily, because that's what he's got to do. It's funny. Doctor Strange has always been the type that, much like when Baron Mordo says to him, you've got option A or option B. Die or kill Casey. There is no other way out of it. When your enemy, and it's always important to be able to recognize your enemy, when your enemy tells you there's only two choices, F him. And then you find option C, D, E, double Z, whatever, all right? There's never only two options. That's the world of an extremist, all right? And only Sith deal in absolutes. Never forget that. Even though that itself was an absolute. The point is, yeah, I love the way that this comic book is laid out. And by comic book, I don't mean this issue. I mean this comic. Mark Waid, man, I feel like he was born to write Doctor Strange. But at the same time, when he writes his characters, when he writes his comic books, I feel like he's born to write every one of those comics. So it's cool. But this one, for some reason, this one just feels extra especially special. That's officially an idiom. Okay, that's it for me, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.